Welcome to Now Trending. I'm your host, Carl Powell, and today I'm joined with Karen Briggs. So very excited to talk to you. Your friend called me up, Beverly, and she said, "Oh, I have a friend who's coming to town who plays the violin." That's all she told me.
Okay.
4 days later, I was like, "Bev, who is this person?" And she said, "Well, it's Karen Briggs." And so I went on the internet and I looked it up, and then I got excited because then I looked and I saw, oh, I remember in the 90s I went to see Soul to Soul, and there was this hot sister who had this violin, and she was bad. She was going, and I looked and it was you. So I was so very excited.
Wow. You went to soul. You know, most people they go to this other artist I used to play with, like Yanni, and
Uh-huh.
Yanni is the number one artist. That everybody is always.
So Yanni's the number one artist.
That's the
Everyone
where I
knows
got
you
the
from.
most exposure. Yeah, that
Uh-huh.
was a huge thing. That Acropolis thing was huge, but that was 20 years ago. But it's still people they remember.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing. People remember you because I say that you and your instrument are one. And when you see somebody enjoy their art that much that they become one with their art, your connectiveness, it pulls me in. And so I could never forget you
Well,
personally.
I always hope the people listening feel the same things that I feel when I'm doing it. So if it makes them forget whatever they're going through in their lives on the negative end, just even for a couple hours, just for a little while, it's all worth it. Hmm.
That's a beautiful thing about music. I think music gives us the opportunity to transcend and become different.
Yes. And to connect with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in Portsmouth, Virginia. There was, a couple of groups there, and that I played with, and I got exposed there. And then when things really took off, then it was the world. So, it was the country, and then it was the world. So, the places I've been to, I'm just able and blessed to be able to connect with a lot of people based on my experiences from traveling internationally. And then there was still a part of the United States I hadn't seen yet. I just seen just last week, and that was Alaska. And I think I've conquered all 50 now.
Which is a beautiful thing because every state is so different, and people
Yes.
who haven't traveled them
Yeah.
don't get it.
Travel, y'all.
Yeah, travel, y'all. Yeah, get out.
Gotta do
And
it.
there's the second that I ran into your energy, a traveled energy because it's very laid back. You're relaxing. No matter what room you walk into, you feel good.
That's right.
And it's because you get a greater sense of you when you travel. When you're in the same place, and I'm not preaching to the choir, but when you travel, you have that sense of this. I'm good. So I always say happiness is not a state, but it is the way that we transport ourselves around the world.
Yes, I think that has a lot to do with it. And
Yeah.
then you meet a lot of different people, and they bring their own energy to the table as well. And you take a piece of them away with you and incorporate that into your life where it's good and just build this huge vocabulary of diversity, which is very important. I think everyone on the planet should have that type of experience. It's just going to make it a better place all around. It's all said and done.
And I heard you talking about New York and how it's the melting pot, but when you allow your world to become that, you yourself become bigger.
Well, yes. I mean, you can live in New York and without having had those experiences, just kind of stay in your own little box, even in New York. I mean, I know people who were born and raised in New York and they don't speak any English. It's doable.
Yeah.
But if you can't go any farther than that, that's one great place to try to mingle with different cultures because they're all there. New York was originally, I think, a place of business, not meant to be a residence, but to be a business hub. And of course, obviously, it's now a residency. And everybody in the world, any place I've ever been to, they've been represented there one way or the other. It's just about everybody, I think, has been covered in that small square, that little space of land. The whole world is represented there in some form or the other, architecturally, artistically, musically, or just in person in general. And so New York is a great place. No city like it in the world.
So where's your favorite place in the world?
Oh gosh, when anybody asks me that, it's hard because every place has something. Every place has some. Bulgaria had something. I mean, they all
Didn't have everything, but it had something.
Everybody has something that there is that you can enjoy in any place that I've ever been. And you like different places for different reasons, whether it's the people, the food, the music, or the scenery, or the clothing, shopping, whatever it is. And each place has some element there that will just, make it just an enjoyable place to be.
Are you a foodie?
Yeah, I like food.
Yeah, when I started traveling the world, I was a Pennsylvania eater. You know, I
Oh,
only ate things that my grandmother put on my plate when I was a little kid, and if I didn't know it, I didn't eat it.
okay, but was her name Pennsylvania?
Well, it wasn't Pennsylvania, but
Oh, okay,
that's
gotcha.
where I was born and raised.
Gotcha. Okay, okay. Well, they got some good restaurants. I know in
Yeah,
Philly they got
yeah.
some,
Well,
and
they
they
were.
have beautiful landscaping
Yeah.
in
Well,
Pennsylvania.
yeah,
It's a
but
nice
it's
city.
it's limited. You know,
Yes.
there wasn't a lot of
I was
seafood.
there like a month ago. Or
Uh,
Harrisburg?
uh,
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
mm.
Saw horses and
Your horses and
Amish
cows and
people, and the
Amish people, and
food was good.
food is good and fattening and
Yeah,
heavy and
fattening.
thick. But I had like never tried sushi or Indian food, or so when I started traveling on the road, I was very limited. And then I'd go to a place and I'd want the American breakfast or the American lunch,
Yes.
and after a while, I just started to say I have to open up my horizons, and
Hmm.
it made me so much bigger when I
Yes.
started in this sense and in the head sense. But when I
Yes.
learned how to eat other people's foods and learn
Yes.
how to live their cultures instead of going to a hotel, because a lot of Americans will go to a hotel
Yes.
and then stay in the hotel.
That's right.
And
And
where
I
I'm
think
like, no, I want to get out and I want to see the people and I want to meet the people. And we're at a beautiful place where we go someplace else in the world and we're so used to American attitudes.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was just telling what your friend
Shaking.
the Shake, that it's so different being when you're from another country and you
Yes.
come here.
Oh, I always think people that come here from other countries are brave. You just uproot everything you know and just move someplace else where everybody's different. I mean, even though you can find usually, others like yourself here from your country here, I still think it's. I mean, I've met people who come here who defected from Cuba and different places, and I just think that's really brave. I don't know if I would be able to do it. I don't think I would be courageous enough to do such a thing. But people do it all the time. And I'm always impressed when I hear the stories.
And I picked up and I lived in Germany for 8 years
Yes.
and I've done things like that. And I always tell people the first time you jump off is the hardest.
Hmm.
And then after that, I can't stop.
Yeah.
My next destination is Maui. I know it. I don't know when I'm going.
Hmm.
I lived there 11 years ago. I
Okay.
went there 11 days ago and I found my peace. It was like I lost my peace
Yes.
and I stepped off the plane. And I was like, oh, this is where I dropped it off.
Yes.
So I know that that's where I have to get back to. So I think everyone does have their happy place.
Yes.
But the benefit of seeing the whole world and knowing the whole world. So that's been,
Today's technology
yeah,
helps a
it's
lot too. It's
wonderful.
all,
Yeah.
all good. I love Facebook.
Mm,
I love just the World Wide Web that has
mm,
created a lot of connections. Even people I've seen before, I've reconnected with
yeah, it's
them,
beautiful, right?
even if I never
Mm,
went back to the countries where I
mm,
met them.
mm,
It's just a great hub and a great time that we're living in now with that kind of capability.
mm. So tell me about your genre of music, because I was trying to explain it to myself, and you're unexplainable. Not that in a bad way,
Yeah,
but I just think your style is just impeccable and it's unexplainable, and you're gonna have to hear it for yourself. Go to YouTube, you can check it out. Right?
well, I can't say it's a genre. It's a compilation of genres that I've done over the years. Of course,
Yeah.
as a violinist, you have to play a little classical music. But
Uh,
I grew up with a lot of R&B, jazz, African music, Caribbean music, Latin music, and all of that was there. And with all the different styles that I came in contact with, I just tried to incorporate myself into anything that I thought I could fit violin into. And if you could imagine me walking up to someone with an R&B group and asking if I could play with them, they're playing James Brown,
yeah.
and they're looking at me. Well, what do you play? Violin. And they're looking at me like I'm crazy,
Yeah.
but I can make that fit.
You
in
can
there.
make it wrong.
I am essentially an improvising violinist, and I
Yeah.
play in a lot of different genres and styles. My last tour was flamenco, so I
Wow.
did all the southwestern U.S. with a guy named Benessi, who's an acoustic flamenco guitarist, and have dancer, and there was a couple of guitarists. So if I can put myself in there, it transcends genre. Genres are the categories that they put us in. I think they're just designed just to
Limit
make it
us.
easier to sell the music.
Yeah.
Actually, just
Mm.
that's what George Duke said about it. But when it's all said and done, in reality, those lines really aren't there for me. Just if I can make myself fit, I'll just do it. If it's an orchestra, fine. I read the music, I'll do that. If it's a jazz group, I'll do that. If it's flamenco, I'll do that. If it's salsa, I'll do that. And I have. And so over time, I think even what I've exchanged with all the people I've played with over the years has been incorporated into the vocabulary of what I do. So, gives me a lot to choose from.
So if people wanted to check out your music, are you on Amazon? Are you on iTunes? Is there?
My latest CD is on CD Baby, but I've been plastered all over. I mean, I've been playing almost 40 years now, so it's a lot of
Since
stuff.
you were 3, right?
Yes, yeah, there's lots of video footage on YouTube, and I have a website, KarenBriggsViolin.com, where you can read the bios and see lots of photos and things that I've done. And the Yanni videos, everybody's always looking at those. Those are on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. You know, I'm not hard to find.
Okay, well, great. Well, I'm going to look you up because I want to be your friend personally.
All right.
Karen, thank you for sitting down with me and being on What's Trending with me. This is my new television show, so it's for the Laurel Cable Television Station, but we're now called Laurel Media Foundation. So I just started this whole new thing.
You have a rare one. I've never done an interview with no makeup on ever.
Me either. And but this show is about keeping it real, and it's an internet-based TV show.
I'm real with my makeup.
Well, you're well, you're real when you're out, but yeah, but isn't this nice? Isn't it?
Well,
It
yeah,
just
it is.
feels.
I mean, I think I had this attitude that I got a certain age. I earned the right to wear makeup, and so it's like I always did it all the time. Now, usually when I come to DC, the girls, all the women here are so pretty, they don't wear makeup, so I try not to here. So gave myself a break today, and lo and behold, walked into an interview.
And you're so, and you are so pretty, you don't need makeup, so forget about it. I love you.
LA don't be thinking like that. You want hair and makeup.
Well, this is Laurel, Maryland. We're good. All right. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.